My name is Carol Flueckiger. I'm an artist based in Lubbock, Texas, aka the Flatlands, or what I like to consider an additive color landscape. More light than land, more horizon than pavement, more sky than earth. I've lived here for 20 years, and this environment shapes the way I think about my work, both the subject and the process. 2020 marks the 100th year anniversary of the 19th Amendment and the 50th year anniversary of Earth Day. Two events that also shape the way I think about my work and play into my process and my subject matter. For example, the title Solitary Voyager comes from the 19th century address by Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Solitude of Self. In the 5th paragraph of that speech, as she's arguing for suffrage, she talks about individuality, men and women being created equal, and she talks about them as each solitary voyagers on their path. So in my work, it's important to pay equal attention to both the subject matter of the bicycle and the background or the atmosphere that the bicycle is moving through. I think that when you study drawing or painting, you understand that there has to be a relationship between the foreground and the background, or the subject matter, in this case, a bicycle, and the atmosphere it's moving through. It's really easy to dismiss the distance between yourself or your bicycle and something else in the natural landscape, like a car or a building. We tend to champion the bicycles or the buildings or the people. We tend to champion the nouns, things that people can touch and that are tangible. In my work, I'm very passionate that the background, the atmosphere, has to speak as loudly as the subject matter of the bicycle. So I pay attention and I try to indicate this through a process of layering. I start with a base layer of cyanotype, and then I go in and bleach out areas with a paintbrush. After I do that, I can T-tone the cyanotypes to get layers. This is all about background and tone that's just as important as the subject of the bicycle. I think the bicycle really is a great subject matter to talk about this background and foreground situation, or the background and the subject. The bicycle works really well because when you're on a bicycle, you're moving through that space that's so easy to forget about when you're making a drawing. You have to move through the atmosphere. You can feel the temperature. You can tell if it's a cold day or a hot day. You can feel the rain, or you can smell the garbage on the street. It really is powerful, all that atmosphere. So for example, in this piece, I coated it with a cyanotype, placed a tumbleweed on top, rolled it out into the sun, and exposed it for about 5 minutes. After that, I can rinse it, and then I can come back in and bleach out the shape of a bicycle, and then T-tone it, put it in a vat of tan and tea. And often I'll start my work by working on the background first, and then find the drawing after I make the background. I don't always work with a drawing first and then apply paint. For me, it's all about starting with the background and the tumbleweed and the atmosphere and the layers, and then pulling in the imagery later on. It goes back to the idea of the bicycle and the background sharing equal time within the composition. Thank you, Luca. We love Luca. Appreciate being able to show a group of artwork here with you in Lubbock, Texas.